So today, I mentioned this last week. We're kind of using the Proverbs this season for a couple of Sundays. We've been in the Gospel of Mark, which is where we'll stay until Advent. But the section of Mark is paired by the people who put the lectionary together with these scriptures from the Proverbs. The Proverbs are very different from most of Scripture. Most of the Scripture, the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Scriptures, Old and New Testament, fall into either what you call salvation history, which is kind of like where God did this, and then God did this, and then God did this, or else revelation, like God's revealing God's self. But there's a small section that's called wisdom literature. It's Proverbs, it's a few of the Psalms, it's Ecclesiastes, it's Song of Songs, it's Job. And it's kind of what scholars sometimes call the poetry of the ordinary. It's more like a penny earned is a penny saved. It deals more with daily life, what you know about the world by looking at the world, by observing. It's kind of like how you should live with your family and how you should manage your households and how you should bring up your kids and how you should deal with your sex life. And it sounds kind of trivial, but a lot of it I find just to be really helpful and eye-opening. Sometimes it's criticized for being sort of like the poetry of the wealthy and kind of a little bit of Reader's Digest. Oh, if you've got a lot, you've worked hard, and if you don't, you're lazy. But if you step back from it, it's more like tribal wisdom, like what you really learn. And there is certainly an element of justice here, which is more like speak out, judge righteously, open your hand to the poor and the needy, and work for a different kind of world. But this part I find, just Proverbs 15, this is just one of my favorite little scriptures, and it's really much more about moderation and how we should live in this world if we're going to all survive, if we're going to make it forward. And better is little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Better is spinach with love than meat with quarrel. Or better is a dinner of vegetables where love is than a fatted ox and hatred with it. So they're kind of like these little quips about what you can observe by people who are happy at the end of their life. Aren't the people who've gathered so much stuff but who've found time to spend with their family, right? Or even this one that's a little more justice-like in chapter 16. Better is a little with righteousness than large income with injustice.